Hey, good afternoon. I just wanted to do a quick video. My name is Lisa Kidd. Real quick introduction. For those who don't know me, I am the owner of Glamtique Studio, which is a glam metaphysical boutique. All right. Let's get to it. The reason I am here today is because I woke up channeling a message and then I forgot. And so I decided to ask Spirit, like, what did you want me to talk to the collective about? These two cards fell out and I instantly fucking remembered. They are talking about transformation, change. When we kill off the old part of us, this Ten of Swords, when all that shit dies, how do we let go? How do we transform into this new person? Right? How do we bring these new changes that we want about? So I'm going to give you a few ways besides just using your magic. While we're here, I'm going to be dressing some candles. So of course you can use your magic to transform you, but I'm going to give you some real life ways to transform yourself. The first really quick way to transform yourself is to start living as the person that you want to be. Okay. I know that seems very, very, very simple, but it's not. Okay. So what do you need to do to start living as the person you want to be? One of the first things that you should do to start living as the person that you truly want to be is to start showing up as that person. When I say showing up as that person, I'm saying physically showing up as that person, right? Our physical change is one of the easiest things that we can do, right? So starting to eat like that higher self, right? So if you've had like a horrible freaking diet, make some changes there. Start eating the things that are going to help you facilitate the change of the type of person that you want to be, right? If it's weight loss or something like that, start facilitating that. If it's if it's weight loss or something like that, start facilitating those things. If it's changing the way you dress, your clothes, start getting rid of your old clothes. Start getting rid of clothes with holes in them, tattered up. All right, my grandma said when I was younger, a thing in hoodoo, we do not keep clothes with holes in them. Stuff that's tattered and worn up. Reason being, it's a sign of poverty, and they believe that you'll attract those things into your household, okay? So we do not keep things like that. You get rid of them. So, that's like number one. That's one of the main things I want you to start doing. And then slowly start buying new things, right? If you're thrifting, whatever. Some of you guys be careful though, buying other people's things and items. Okay. Some of you guys cannot wear other people's things and items. Just because it'll be really hard for you to, some of you pick up other people's energies in that matter. All right. So be careful with those types of things. But those are the types of things that I really want you to start doing. Start showing up as your higher self. Another thing, as this card suggests, mental changes. Doing a mental reset on yourself, you guys. A lot of times people want to start manifesting and moving ahead really, really quickly, and you can't. You got to start with where you're at, okay? If you don't believe, just because you sit up there and say something or say one affirmation or something, that's not going to make you all of a sudden start believing. All right. So you need to get yourself there mentally, which normally means that you need to retrain your reticular activating system. I am so sorry. I cannot talk. Retrain your reticular activating system, which is the system in your brain that filters what you think about. All right. So you know how you're like, oh my God, all I see is yellow cars, or you get a car and all you start seeing is that car. That's because that's your reticular activating system at play. Or you say, I want something. Now your focus is on this type of job. Now it seems like everybody's starting to do that type of job or that type of work. That's where your reticular activating system is focused. So that's what you see. Your reticular activating system tells your subconscious what to think and believe, or what to pay attention to, I'll say. Your subconscious tells your mind what to believe. So you need to retrain those things. If you need help doing that, I actually have a book on my website called Vibrant Visions. Jesus, Vibrant Visions. And it's all about retraining your reticular activating system. It's only like a 67, something like that page book. And it has like over 60 something affirmations. And I'm talking about real life affirmations, you guys. I mean, I don't mean to say it like that, but some of those affirmations can be too high and mighty depending on where you're at in life. And sometimes you need something that really goes along with where you're at, right? When you're feeling like, I'm not feeling so confident today, I got affirmations in there for that. I'm not feeling my self-worth. There's affirmations in there for that. So start going over those types of things. And right now I'm actually holding a special for 11/11. When you purchase that, if you add the Shadow Alchemy guide to your cart. The other one is the Shadow Alchemy guide, will be yours for free. All right, so start working on your shadow work, start changing and making the conscious choice to make these decisions. Listen, everything's going to be hard. Life is hard, right? Where you're at right now, it's hard. Change is also hard. At least you get to freaking choose your hard, okay? You don't have to stay in that hard that you've already been in for how many umpteen years, right? That is not helping you. Let's get into a new hard. Let's try something new, okay? Sometimes your comfort is your detriment, all right? So those are two things: changing your mindset, letting yourself get uncomfortable, starting to show up as your higher self physically, right? So then people are going to start taking you a little bit more seriously, right? Also, looking, and this goes back to your mindset, looking at your glimmers versus your triggers, okay? We always look at what triggers me, what triggered me. That's great. But how about we start looking at the other things that we're missing in life? The things that make you glimmer, the small things that make you smile. Maybe it's the whipped cream on top of your hot chocolate. Maybe it's your boyfriend pouring you a glass of juice in the morning, right? Maybe it's the way your sister smiles or talks to you in a certain manner. Start really getting specific with these things, you guys, and show spirit of gratitude, right? Instead of, oh my God, I gotta go do dishes. How about, I'm grateful that I have dishes to do, because at one point you might have not even had no dishes, right? So let's be grateful for these opportunities that we have before us right now, because everything that is before us right now is something that you once prayed for in the past. All right. So that's another way. Letting go. Spirit is saying also letting go of all the bullshit, everything that has been holding you back. Okay. Let's channel on this card for a minute. I'm feeling that when you start to let go, you are going to feel a sense of inner relief. This is not a letting go. When people say that forgiveness is for you, it is true. It is not for the other person. This letting go, if you see, her higher person is literally rising from her heart space, from her heart chakra. What is your heart chakra? It is your roads. It is your crossroads, your personal freaking crossroads. It is your way to your abundance, your love, everything. All right. And if you are holding on to past hurt, past pain, past situations, oh my God, he did me wrong 15 years ago. Guess what? You're turning into a bitter person. And that is bitterness blocks your roadways. Nothing can get through that shit. So the way to your higher self is also going to be letting go of all the things that held her back, right? And some of those things are you. Some of those things that are things that people said to you, and you've just been holding on to those. Let that shit go so she can start inching out a little bit by a little bit until one day she's finally fucking free, and that spirit can take you over. All right. Those are some of the things that you are going to have to do in order to really align yourself with bringing in your higher self, bringing in the things that you want, facilitating the change in your life. Because right now we are in a period of transformation, you guys. A lot of us are going through transformation where you are not quite the new version of yourself yet, but you're not who you used to be either, right? So you need to give this person space and room to grow, Spirit is saying. You can't keep them in the same confines of all the bullshit that you've already been through, all of the pains that you've already been through. Like, Spirit's like, literally, you walked away from this shit, you left this desert, that shit's over. So if it's over, why are you holding on to it? Right? How are you truly ever going to be free if you're mentally holding on to the things that once hurt you? Right? It's kind of like a drug addict trying to heal in an environment that is not conducive, where there's all drugs around, right? So you're trying to heal and putting in all this work to heal, but you're still keeping this sort of hate in your heart. How does that work? It does not work for you. I promise you. It's not working for you. Okay, so start trying to let these things go. Let's see if there's any other messages Spirit has. Those were just the two cards that I pulled out right before the video, like I said, because I could not remember what I wanted to talk about. So I literally went back and said, I said, Spirit, remind me. And they pulled those two cards out, right? It's pretty dope how Spirit works. So finding your happiness, okay, and taking action. Let's get into these two cards. We're doing this reading kind of slow. Let's get into these two cards because I feel like there's things, these both came out in reverse. I feel like you're trying to manifest things in the spiritual, right? But you're not seeing it happen quick enough for you in the physical. That's what's happening, right? So you're losing hope. You're losing joy. All right, well, listen, I'm going to tell you just like someone told me at one point. If it's so easy like that for you to lose hope, then this isn't what you want to do really anyways. And you should just go back and get a regular job or go back and live your regular life that you were living before. Okay? The life that you're trying to escape from if this isn't moving fast enough for you, because healing is not linear. It is not one thing like, oh, if I do this, I'm going to be healed. If I go this way, if I do this, I'll be healed. That is not how healing works. Okay, healing works in cycles. It works in peeling of onion layers, like an onion almost. Meaning, you may have went through one instance. I'm gonna give you myself, for example. I'll be vulnerable for a moment. I had been healing inner child abandonment issues. Okay, and I had only took them back to the age of 20. When I was 20, I got kicked out of my religion. I was Jehovah's Witness. I got kicked out. I was disfellowshipped, basically shunned away from my whole family, friends, everything, right? So I had very big abandonment issues from this, not to mention my father leaving when I was younger, things like that, right? So I had lots of abandonment issues. My mother had left when I was like 13, so lots of abandonment issues, but I always equated it to family leaving. And then I had to go back even further this time in the shadow work, right? So I had already did that shadow work. Well, with this new Cancer moon, it was like really yearning for this companionship. And it was like, oh my God, what is going on? And I had to go back even further in a layer of shadow work. I had never really been alone. See, when I was younger, my grandmother was always pretty well off. My family, my grandparents, they were pretty well off. So I always was the type of friend. I was the only child. I was very young, the youngest. So I always had a friend on my hip. Literally, my grandmother would literally, her best friend was her best friend's granddaughter was my best friend. So literally we were like this. Okay. I mean, if I had an event, she came over during the summer times. She would stay with me at my house like all summer. My grandma would take her school shopping for the year, everything. Like this was like my sister at the hip. And it was like that. And then even when I moved to Ohio, I found a new group of friends and it was the same way. And so it was like always having that little codependency. So during this second layer of shadow work, no, I didn't go all the way deep into my pain and my trauma and oh my God, but I had to go back and peel off another layer of that onion to see where else I was being affected by my codependency, right? So when you do shadow work, your shadow work is very important to your journey as well, okay? Because it's going to reveal different parts that you need to heal at different times, all right? So I know I went off subject there, but I feel like maybe that was a channel for someone and it's going to help someone. But Spirit is saying, like I said, if you're not happy with this, then you need to go back to work. You need to go back with your regular journey. If you don't have the courage to find your calling and to do those things that Spirit has asked of you, and there's nothing wrong with that, you guys. When I talk like this, I'm not saying it to make you feel bad or anything like that, but I'm just trying to put things in perspective for you. Nobody's forcing you to do this. All right, but like I said at the beginning, both are going to be hard. Staying the same is going to be hard. Change is also going to be hard. So it's up to you to choose which hard you want to go through. Do you want to keep dealing with the stuff that you've already been dealing with? Or, me, my thing was, I've already dealt with this shit. This is how I made my decision to change. I'm like, I've already dealt with all this shit. The worst that can happen is the healing isn't exactly what I thought. And I go back to the bullshit. So think of it that way, literally. The worst that can happen is that the healing doesn't work out the way that you fucking wanted it to, and you just take yourself back to the bullshit. Take yourself back to the bullshit, friends, and all that shit. It's still going to be there for you. They ain't going nowhere. Okay, because that's what they're all waiting on. Okay, they're waiting on you to back out and come back, right? Don't do it, though. I'm telling you. Once you'll get to a point in your journey where it'll feel so much better. And I'm just having fun putting this green glitter on this candle. I like to attract certain spirits. I know some people don't like working with glitters, and that's fine for you guys, but I do. Because it's in my spirit, it's in my happiness, and I love, so chasing the things that make you happy. Finding the little things that give you joy in the moment while you're waiting on your manifestations, okay? And so this is what? Doing your work, doing your spiritual work, finding things like how I just said, this makes me happy. Find little things that give you your glimmers, that give you the joy. This right here, I'm a Libra. I love me some luxury. Look how beautiful that candle is. Okay, we are attracting the good spirits of blessing of finances. So yeah, we're gonna make that, we're gonna dress that up to seduce that spirit for me. Okay. Listen. I gotta dress a few candles, you guys, so just bear with me. But yeah, so finding the things that make you happy. All right. Also, planning for your future. The Page of Wands is somebody that while you're actively waiting on these manifestations, these things to come in for you, Spirit says, why are you not planning? Okay, like plan. Start, you don't have to take, it's not time for you to take action yet. Exactly, no, right? Because you're just a page. You haven't matured to the knight yet. So you're not ready to take off yet. But you're still, you're in this waiting space. So while you're in your waiting space for you to become this higher person that you want to be, plan. Start planning, start visualizing, playing in your head, start having fun, start just enjoying your life the way it is so far. Be grateful, right? People are, oh, I don't have money. Okay, there's tons of free concerts in areas. There's free museums, places, there's parks, there's things. Sometimes you have to be creative. Sometimes it's, I was watching this thing one day and he's like, the problem isn't that you're broke, it's that you're crappy at being broke, right? You can't be broke, like have beer taste and have champagne money. Sometimes, I mean, you can, but it won't probably work out for you. And then you'll be miserable and sad because you're looking at all the things that you don't have versus the things that you do have. So start, really planning, and taking, looking through your city to see what type of things are going on for you, to see if you can bring in or have some type of, fun or anything like that into your life. Okay. So that is something that you should be doing as well. Okay. So yeah, making sure that you're planning, making sure that you're putting in the work, that you're finding the joy in the mundane things, that you're being grateful for where you're at right now, because that gratitude for where you're at right now is going to help you attract what you want to bring in the future. If you're not grateful for where you're at, why do you think Spirit would elevate you? Like, why? Because some of you guys are the type of people, I'm just going to say this. Some of you are the type of people that wish for, oh my God, I just needed this truck. I just need this new truck. As soon as I get this new truck, I'll be happy. Everything will be great. You get that new truck and you're not happy. You're still ungrateful. You're still asking Spirit for more. Oh my God, as soon as I get this new house, as soon as I get this new house for my family, I'll be so happy. But that's what you said about that truck. You think Spirit's stupid. They're not. And Spirit's not going to bless anyone that's not grateful or that cannot show gratitude for things that they already have. Okay, so you need to start showing gratitude for where you're at currently. I don't give a fuck if you only got a block of cheese. Be grateful for your block of cheese because you could have nothing. All right, like that's literally how you have to think of things, because we're not owed anything. All right, we're not owed anything. Also, Spirit says, keeping the things that bring you joy to your mind, to the forefront of your mind. Meaning that, like I said earlier, you're focusing on your glimmers versus your triggers. You're focusing on the things that bring you joy, the things that let you play, that allow your spirit to feel at ease and to feel at rest. All right, you cannot constantly just sit up and think about what you're lacking, what you're missing, because Spirit says the more you do that, you're chasing these things away from you. And that's why it came up in reverse at first. So what you have to do is relax in the fact of knowing that these things are coming towards you, that they will be there for you, that they are going to provide you with the joy and the care that you need. Okay, that's what the Spirit is wanting you to focus on. Any other messages for the collective at this time, Spirit? King of Pentacles. Spirit says some of you guys have big things that you want to bring into your life, okay, that you are manifesting at this time. The thing is, that's great. But you have to put yourself in this masculine energy to go after them, to go get them. All right. So that's the next step. In order for you to become this mogul that you want to be, to attain all of these wealths and these things that you want to attain physically, because that's what I'm seeing. You want to attain this finance, you want to attain this personal care, you want to be like the top dog at your game, in your business, in your field, in your league. In order to attain that, you cannot sit still. If you're somebody that is sitting still, and you are, okay, you're somebody that's sitting still. Spirit says first it's going to take knowledge. So some of you guys, in order to even fulfill this role, you've still got to study. You've still got to grow. You still got to go within. This is a Page of Pentacles. So you're not ready to take off to even start these things yet, even though a lot of things that you have already started have been planted, right? So the things that you've already started, that you've already planted, you have to believe that they're going to grow. The King of Pentacles is not someone that's doubting themselves. They're not sitting back in mental despair, just going over things, overthinking things over and over and over. You're literally killing your seed. The roots that are growing, they're starting to wither because you're worried about them so freaking much. Okay, so Spirit's saying, in order to make this leap from this Page of Pentacles, from this person to planning to this King of Pentacles, the only thing that's missing is the action. The Knight of Pentacles. So this is you taking off. This is you making sure that you've done the detoxing, that you've released all the things that you need to do. Once you've done those things, now it's time for you to take off. Now it's time for you to remove and to start moving into these new steps, into this new way of life. Okay. So that's what I want you to start working on. Start turning those wheels. What are some things that you can do? What are some changes that you can make to bring in this new lifestyle for you, right? How can you show yourself up in your business field? Because that's what this is talking about. How can you make yourself different? Okay, the King of Pentacles is someone that definitely stands out. How do you make your business stand out? How do you make... how do you stand out at your job, right? Because maybe this isn't something like a business that you guys have. Maybe this is a job. How are you respected? How do you gain the respect in your home? Okay, the King of Pentacles is also someone that is a provider that takes care of their home. How do you gain that respect for the things that you're going through in your home? All right, so those are just some questions that you can, that Spirit is telling me to tell you to ask yourself. They're saying that you have to give gratitude in advance also, is what this card is telling me. Because they gave these cards up in backwards. It says you planted this seed. You made these plans, you planted this seed, but yet you sit and you worry about it. And like I said earlier, you're going to wind up pushing these things away from you. So remove that type of fear from yourself, okay? This King of Pentacles, in order to become that king, once again, you've got to remove those fears so that you can even... hop, skip, and jump over to that, to becoming that king. All right, to allowing those things to manifest into your life, because what's happening is, like I said, your seed is withering up. You'll never become this king because you're scaring your dreams away by falsely overthinking and things. So some of you guys, I'm going to say, may need a cleanse. You may need a mental reset, okay? You may need to go back to the drawing board until you learn to trust yourself a little bit more out here in this physical world, all right? Because what I'm seeing is Spirit still has you in that cups energy, in the spiritual energy. Your dreams have not manifested into fruition yet. The reason is because there's still a little bit more work that you need to do. Like I said, a little bit more learning that you may need to do, a little bit more mental work so that you can stop overthinking things. Some of this is a love that you guys have left. Some of this, a lot of you guys are losing things. Let's just put it that way. With walking away from the Eight of Cups. Right? Some of you guys have lost things. This actually came up in reverse though. So this is things that you're not wanting to let go, that you're refusing to let go. And it's literally starting to cloud the new things that you were starting to bring in. Okay. Like I said, your manifestations are still in the spiritual. So you were starting to bring these things in, but with your overthinking, you've halted. It's not went away. It's just paused. You haven't, you just halted your thinking. You've got to let go. There's things, there's people, there's places, there's lovers, there's things that you are literally going to have to walk away from. And if you don't, it's not going to, Okay, I couldn't remember if I put my stuff on here or not. If you don't, you won't be able to advance into the person that you want to be, the type of person that you want to be, okay? And I know that sounds kind of harsh, but the truth of the matter is it's going to take a little time, okay? And that's all. For some of you guys, I feel like you may be older in life, and so maybe that's why you're starting to feel some type of way, or maybe feeling like, oh my God, do I need to give this up or anything like that? No, you will be successful no matter what age you are. All right. You will be, but you've got to learn how to stick shit out. You can't just, like right now, I'm literally making this candle for confidence. You've got to learn how to stick shit out. And if you can't, like I said, use your magic too. Okay, what good is your magic if you're not using it to help enhance you? So, as you're doing your shadow work, if you know that you're having issues with mental clarity, maybe, I'm sorry, somebody had a reading that was just responding to me. But, anyways, maybe you, oh, I'm sorry, you guys, my clients, but, yeah, distractions. Listen, so don't get distracted on your journey either. Okay, do not get distracted on your journey because things are going to come up. And as they come up, nothing's going to be all great. Okay, know that as things come up does not mean that, oh my God, my life is over and everything I've been working on is over. No, it just means that shit's coming up because it's life. Just because you're manifesting something doesn't mean that other things aren't going to still bother you or come up. So allow space, allow grace, allow kindness for yourself, allow time for yourself to truly heal and really put in the shadow work. Because listen, you guys, spirit is not going to let you move into, especially a lot of you guys wanting to do public work and things like that. Spirit's not going to allow you to until you make sure that you yourself are in a good place, right? Because what would you look like trying to heal someone when your mind isn't healed yourself? I'm just saying, and like I said earlier, no, healing is not linear. Yes, it can happen at any time. But, okay, what was I saying? Healing's not linear. Okay, so yeah, it can happen at any time. It's more of a spiral. Everything is interconnected, you guys. So don't beat yourself up too bad. I kind of lost track after my client texted me. It was a nice message. So, but yeah, make sure that oh, that's what I was saying. Use your magic, you guys. Use your magic, right? You don't have to sit in silence. So if you know that like you're having issues with your mental, why not light a lavender candle? Why not put some lavender on a candle and dress a candle with some high priestess oil or something to help you gain some clarity, some clear thoughts, okay? Some lemongrass oil, something like that, right? Why wouldn't you do that? Why would you just sit and suffer and be like, oh, well, I'm doing the shadow work? No, use your tools while you're doing your shadow work, you guys, okay? I'm not saying to go into any extensive spells and things like that, but you can light you a candle for mental clarity. You can light you a candle for protection. You can light you a candle to start manifesting something, okay? As you're waiting for these things to come in, as you're waiting for your mindset. And don't feel like just because you're not seeing it right away that it's not going to happen for you. All right, things take time, like I said, and to become the King of Pentacles, that's not something that's done overnight. What mogul do you know that's really made it overnight? Like literally made it overnight, right? We might not see them going through their struggle, but that don't mean they ain't been going through it. Most of the time, they've already been going through it, and by the time we get to see them and see their success and things, it's like the end of their shit. Okay, we don't see all the struggles and all the things like that these people like really, really go through. We're not witnessing all those things, okay? So stop looking at other people's success also, okay? And focus just on yourself, just on your own. Okay. We got one more candle left. Let's see if there's any messages left from Spirit that we can continue to talk about. Figuring out your desires and also making decisions. Okay. So Spirit says also, this is another reason why they haven't taken you anywhere or done anything with you yet, because you don't even know where you want to go. All right. You have to have some type of clear picture in mind of who you want to be, the type of person that you want to be, the type of legacy that you want to live or leave, I should say. Okay. The type of legacy that you want to leave behind. What type of things or what type of person do you want to be remembered as? What type of things do you think, memories would you like to leave behind for your kids, for your family members, for your coworkers, for the community? All right. So this is that. What type of person do you desire to be? Who you desire to stand up behind? Also, keeping track of keeping your desires also in control, they're saying. You know what? I'm going to add a little bit of this to that last candle. But keeping your things in control. Who it is that you really want to be. What was I looking for, you guys? I am so sorry. Hold on one second. Who it is that you really want to be. Also, decisions. Where you want to live, they're saying as well. Okay, so for some of you guys, you could be thinking of moving. All right, or moving on to doing something new. And Spirit's like, that's fine, but make sure that this is what you want. This is where you want to be. Okay. For some of you, this is a person, this is love, right? That you guys are really needing to decide if you're going to have loyalty, if you're going to stand back, if you're going to be this courageous individual. That's what they're saying to me also right now. I'm sorry. I know that I just went all over the place, but like, if you want love, if that's really what you want, okay, that's the end of that. They're not going into a whole love message. What they're saying though is because sometimes these decisions of leaving this love, it's going to take you having courage. Okay, you can't be the cowardly lion is what they're saying to me right now. All right, so some of you guys are going to have to show an exuberant amount of courage and get away from certain situations that are no longer serving you, people that are no longer serving you, things that are no longer serving you. Okay. Some of you guys are going to have to leave certain things and people behind to turn into this person that you want to be. All right. Because certain people can't go with you. And that's just it. That's just that. I don't care. You love them. Okay. But they don't align with what you want in your future. Listen, I had to learn this. When you're asking Spirit for certain things, the things that you want must align. Okay, they must align. I'll have to call them back. But yeah, so the things that you're going to want in your life, they've got to align, okay? So you can't be one type of person engaged with some bullshit, right? Okay, let's just say it like this. You can't be going through certain things or doing certain things that are unhealthy for you, but you're saying, oh, I want to teach people how to heal. I want to do this. Spirit's not going to advance you. They're not going to let you. So make sure that what it is that you're saying that you want in your life is actually in alignment, okay? Because you can be manifesting and be out of alignment, all right? So you're going to have to make, like I said, certain choices in this physical world that are going to be very hard, that you're not going to really want to deal with, but you're going to have to. You're going to have to let these things go in order for you to turn into this type of person, okay? And it is worth it, Spirit is saying. if that's actually what you want for your life, if these are the things that you want for your life, yeah, it's worth it. And yeah, we can definitely do it for you. We can make this happen for you. But the things that you want, like I said, you're going to have to make these choices to leave certain things behind at first before they even choose to step in for you. They won't. They just simply won't. All right. So I'm going to stop this video here because I think I'm getting distracted doing my candles. I'm getting here to the end, and I think we got a pretty good video. If not, we'll do a part 2. All right, you guys, love, light, and lingerie. Talk to you later.